What is up, and I am ready, and welcome back to another deck profile. And in this deck profile, I'm illustrating a invoked version of the Prank Kids. Now, see, I've been fiddling around the Prank Kids. I decided I'm going to take Alistair and the Prank Kids engine too. Say locals coming up, so I'll just illustrate it, see how it does. I mean, it has promise, say through testing, so I like it. I mean, I like the Thunder Dragon version of it, but the Invoke gives you so many more options, more like say ways to actually fuse as well. But without any further more talking, let's get right into the Invoked version. Of course, because you are rocking an Invoke deck, we're going to rock the 3 Alistair. I mean, 3 Alistair, he is literally your main card. It's a searcher. It's nuts. And also, he gains your 1,000, say, attack to your fusion monsters. He's basically a way to get all your plays going with your fusion materials. And plus, also, because he does search Invocation for budget players, he is a cheap card that searches out, say, a crucial piece that is, I mean, it's not really expensive card, but it's still a way to, say, keep your, say Invocations down in the deck a little bit. So, say, 3 Alistairs, it's nice. Of course, we're rocking the standard Prank Kid stuff. I mean, 3 Roxys, 3 Lampsies, 3 Dropsies, especially 3 Dropsies because you can go into Toad, and then 3 Fancies. This is just your standard Prank Kids lineup. We rock 3 of each of them. I mean, it's great. It's awesome. All their effects are amazing. They have great synergy with a lot of these different strategies, which is great, especially with their attributes. Of course, hand trap wise, 3 hand traps basically. 3 Ash, 3 Ogre, 3 Droll, 3 Effect Veiler. Ash will be a common, say, print in the upcoming Salamangreat Great structure deck, so for budget players, this is your time to grab Ash for either buy it from the structure deck, or if you want, wait till it becomes like a $5 or $10 common. It'll be helpful. For spells now. 2 place. Then 2 Magical Meltdown, because this is an Invoke version. We don't want to clog the deck up too much with field spells. So cutting 1 place on and substituting in 2 Magical Meltdowns keeps the combos and strategies really good. And plus on top of that, we are rocking the 2 Terraforming to search out. So technically we are rocking, let's say, 4 Magical Meltdown and 4 Prank Kids place. It just keeps the deck from clogging as much, so you're not being filled with not hand traps, but field spells. Of course, your 3 pranks, I mean, this is your token generator. It gives you a token, and then it also has a Pot of Avarice effect where you can shuffle back 3 Prank Kids cards and then draw. It's a really good card. Fusions, 2 Pandemonium, and 3 Poly, because you need to see a fusion. You have to get a fusion on board, and then also 3 Instant Fusion, just to get your odds of getting a fusion monster out there as fast as possible. So these are definitely a must-have. Say fusion plays, because you have to get a fusion play going. If not, it's going to be a rough game for you. 1 Monster Reborn, because it's Monster Reborn. It's just Monster Reborn. A Book of Law, because it is searchable off in the, say, Alistair Link Monster, which he's just amazing. So Book of Law, just a good way to combo into. 1 Invocation, because it is searchable off an Alistair. So as soon as you get Alistair, you can get it right to your hand. I mean, if you draw it anyway, it's great, but it's just great to see it. Draw 2 Pot of Desires, because it's Pot of Desires. You want some draw power. I mean, so you're rocking tons of 3-ofs in the deck, so you're not really say worried about banishing anything you might need. I mean, the only thing you might worry about is the Invocation, but if you want, you can bump that up to 2. Then, of course, the 2 Called by the Grave, because you do want your combos to go off. You really want, let's say, not to get hand trapped. So, off to the extra deck now. Very simple. We're going to start with the Toad, because you can make Toad. I mean, any deck you can make Toad is pretty cool. Say Macabre, of course, Macabre, a Super Grado, because there's tons of Pyros. Even the token you can get is a Pyro, so going to him is always a great option. A Cactius as well, and then Kalaga is a great instant fusion target too, as well, as you want to go into, and then you want to go into a big beater. Go into Invoke, say Megala Lancia. I mean, this is pretty much your Invoke. I mean, if you have Ragin, throw Ragin in. If you want, you can subs it out for any of the other Invoke monsters. I mean, Ragin's definitely, probably one of the better Invoke monsters. But just throw Ragin if you do have Ragin. Then we got 1 Weather Washer, and then 2 Ride, because Ride is great, and Weather Washer is just a great card to have on your opponent's turn. I mean, I mean, you go into Rocket more than you do Weather Washer, but Weather Washer is great to have that option available in case in certain situations. Battle Butler, because he's your Regeki. Basically, he's simple, I say easy to search out. Well, not search out, but search out the materials you need for him. And then once he hits the board, he's a big beater, and then he can Regeki himself as a quickie at any time. And your links, we're doing 2 Bow Wow Barks because he gives an attack boost to your link monsters. Prank Kid's Link Monster, and then you can also recycle your materials back to your hand from your graveyard. Alistair in the Evoke, because he just brings the invoked part of the engine all together. I'm so happy that this card actually came out. It's amazing. 1 doodle-doodle-doo. Most of the times with this deck, I really never really go into 2. I mean, if I do want to go into 2, I really don't need to. But 1 so far is for me. I mean, if you want, you can take out one of the Bow Wow Barks and add another doodle-doodle in, if that's the type of deck you want to push for. And then 1 Rip Roaring Rooster, because it's your Harpy's Feather Duster deck. I mean, if you want, if you do have the, I say, budget in the card, you can throw a Boral sword in here. You can make room for a Boral load. You can just get more bigger Link monsters in here if you want, because I say deck can make them. So I wouldn't blame you if you did want to make those. So that is pretty much it for the invoked version of the Prank Kids deck. I mean, it's super fun. I really can't wait to go and test it out and see how it actually does against like other, say, decks. I mean, say through testing it, it was really great. I just figured it would be more of a funner build to build, say, other than the Thunder Dragon build I showcased a little bit ago. But this has been my Prank Kids Invoked deck profile. If you enjoyed it, leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And hope you guys have an awesome day wherever and whenever you're watching this. And until my next video, bye-bye.